So that's what we're going to give you. We're going to give you exactly what you asked for.
Yes, and deliver.
And actually that's what tonight's topic is all about. Tonight's topic, I'm going to let Doc B tell you guys what tonight's topic is.
Okay, now, are high standards keeping you single? Or are people just settling for less? What do you think?
Now that in itself is an absolutely amazing topic. I think you guys already know that. All right. So again, welcome back to another amazing episode of J&B Live Podcast. Tonight we're going to dive into the topic that's heating up the internet. You know, are high standards keeping people single? You know, or are too many folks just settling for less? Doc B, this conversation is long overdue.
Yes, correct, Broker J3. Relationships today are more complicated than ever. People have those so-called checklists, you know, you're checking it twice, but are they actually looking for love, or are they just looking for perfection? What do you think? What do you think?
Well, that's the question, Doc B. You know, and y'all already know we're gonna break it down. We're gonna keep it real and maybe ruffle a couple of feathers along the way. Yeah. So let's start with this. You know, what do we mean when we say high standards? And is there a difference between standards and unrealistic expectations?
Yeah. So we're gonna break this down for you. We hope we don't hurt anyone's feelings, but that's what we do. We keep it real. But that's a big one, Broker J3. Standards are about knowing what you want in a mate and what aligns with the values that you have. But unrealistic expectations can be about looking for something that does not even exist. We got to be honest with ourselves about whether we're filtering out the right people or putting away great partners because of simple, minor things.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem, right? Yeah. You know, people say they have standards, but some of them are just straight up unrealistic. Like expecting the person to have everything together 100% of the time without any struggles. You know, life isn't that perfect, so why should relationships be?
Exactly. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you again, Big Tipper, Young and Reckless. Lovely Red, thank you guys so much. Diana, Lock Dog, thank you guys for joining us. We do appreciate your support. But I think, Broker J3, I think social media plays a role in this too. We see it all the time. We see highlights and reels of people's lives. They're living their best life. We just talked about this recently.
Exactly.
And they make us think that we should have the perfect partner with no flaws because we see them online on social media with their partner. But real relationships require patience and some compromise.
You know, and that's real. And that's why so many people are struggling in the dating scene. But, you know, let's break it down even further and really analyze the difference between high standards and flat out delusions. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it right now. The first line between high standards and unrealistic expectations. Talk about it, Doc.
Okay, so let's be real. There's a difference, guys, between having high standards and expecting perfection. And you think about it. Is anyone really perfect? A woman saying she wants a man who is ambitious. You know how it is. We want them financially stable and we want them emotionally available. That's fair. Those are things that we should ask for. But if she's saying he has to be 6'5", make 6 figures, drive a Lambo, Jaguar, one of these expensive cars, now that's a little bit different.
Facts. And it goes both ways. You know, a man saying he wants a woman who's supportive, kind, and brings peace, you know, that's reasonable. Yeah, okay. But when some guys out here talking about she got to be like an IG model, cook like a chef, and never challenges him, now that's where the problem starts.
Yes, it does. The problem is social media has people thinking that they deserve perfection, when in reality, no one is perfect. So are people single because they're waiting on something that does not even exist? Really?
Or are they settling because they think love means accepting less than what they deserve? We got to break this down even further, guys.
Yes, we do. So this is where things get a little bit tricky. Some folks are out here with the bare minimum mentality. They want the minimum, thinking that having expectations is just unreasonable. But then there's the other extreme. People rejecting good partners, good mates over the smallest flaws.
Now, I see one of our followers here ask, what are each other's bringing to the table? You know, that is an absolutely good. That is an absolutely good question. Sometimes, who is that again? Bonnie Jarn. Oh gosh, I'm beating up the name. Please forgive me, Bonnie. But you're absolutely right. That's very important. I want God. Let's say I want God. God's best. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You know, I think we all want that, and you know what, Bonnie? That is a realistic expectation.
Yes, it is.
You know, that's really expectation. You know, now, like imagine turning down someone who's loyal, driven, and kind of just because they don't make six figures or don't have that perfect body. You know, that's wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is saying settle for the worst. But just be realistic.
Yes. And the values, someone had that comment earlier. You want to look at the values and what that person brings to the table. You know that if you got your stuff together, you want that person to have it together as well. But things that are unreasonable, that's what we're talking about. Things that don't even exist. And we're talking about the fact that you see that often on social media. Some of that stuff does not even exist. People are showing you what they want you to see, and in reality, some of them are broke.
Yeah, that was a couple episodes ago that we brought to you guys. Fake flexing. You guys should check out that episode video when you get a chance.
Yes. And Esther, thank you again. I saw that. I saw what you gave sometimes. I don't know if it was a rose or a bean, but thank you. And let's not forget, some people don't even meet their own expectations. So when you're asking that a man be godly, you got to be godly as well. So you want to make sure that you meet your own standards. You want a partner who's emotionally available, but guess what? Are you emotionally available? You want someone ambitious, but are you putting in the work yourself?
I totally agree with you, Doc. Because I don't think that nobody should be out here asking for anything that they're not doing their own selves. I think that's something that they really should check themselves on. Okay, what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna give you guys a real live breakdown. You know, a scenario of a real life situation. Now, this scenario that we're gonna give you guys is a career focused woman, you know, and the average man. Now, the reason why we chose this one is because in today's society, which we spoke on a couple episodes before about, you know, are women too independent or are men not stepping up to the plate? So that's why we chose this one, because there's a lot of career women out there that have an average man. All right.
And the reason we're going to look at this scenario is because of the fact that a lot of women have it together. It's women that are making some boss moves. So we're going to set this stage. We have a woman, her name is Maya. She's 35 years old. She's highly successful. She owns her own home. She makes six figures and has built a life that she just loves. Then we have Eric. He's a 38-year-old middle school teacher. He's passionate about his work. He makes a modest salary and is a genuinely good man. They meet, they kick it, they vibe. But when it comes to commitment, Maya, she hesitates. She's not sure. Why do you think she's hesitating? Because she feels that Eric does not match her financially or socially.
Now, see, this is a real issue today. I see you there. I see you're absolutely right. We are talking the truth. I appreciate you guys that love this. But see, that's a real issue, Doc B, because women like Maya, they have worked hard, you know, to build up their career, and they want a partner that's on their level. I get that. We all get that. But what does that really mean? If a man is loyal, and he's kind and he treats you well, does his income really matter that much? Or is she chasing a status rather than love?
Yeah. And I know, sisters, I know you out there. Sometimes we get caught up. We get caught up in how much he make based on how much you make. And some women that don't make a lot, they still want the man to make a lot of money because they want him to take care of her.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the question. Let's be honest. Societal expectations have shifted. A lot of men were raised to be the provider. We talked about that as well. But now women are out here excelling. They making it. They making those boss moves. And some don't know how to navigate relationships where they are the high earner. They're not used to that. But should that be a deal breaker?
Right. Because first of all, Eric might not be a CEO, but he brings value in other ways. He's emotionally stable. He supports her dream, and he's an overall good person. But Maya is stuck on the idea that she deserves someone with money, more money, you know what I'm saying? Because she worked hard herself. But isn't love supposed to be more than just finances?
Yes, it should. And let's flip it. Let's flip these roles, guys. I want to know what you're thinking. Let's flip it. Thank you, Jiggles, Fly, Gemini. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to flip those roles. If the roles were reversed, Broker J3, and Eric was a six-figure earner while Maya was a teacher, would we even be having this conversation? Society would tell him to take care of her. But when the woman is the high earner, suddenly the man is not enough. That's where the double standards come in and they get you in trouble.
Exactly. And that's why the high achieving women of today are struggling in the dating scene. It's not that there's not a good amount of men out there. There's a bunch of good men out there. It's just that their checklist, y'all know what I'm talking about, women. That checklist that y'all got is eliminating all of the great partners before they even get a chance.
Yeah, they don't even get a chance to say, hey, how you doing? Okay, so what's the solution? Should Maya adjust her standards, guys, or should she hold out for someone who matches her success?
Now, that's the $1 million question. And we want to hear from y'all. Are high standards keeping people single, or are they justified in wanting someone on their level? Let's get it. Let's read some of these comments because they going off.
Thank you, Moon God. Thank you for joining us. Here we say
relax.
She needs to relax. She has a great man, does his own passion, so he's not actually working, but she has a great man. Thank you, Caleb King. Thank you for that comment. And another person says she just wants the status quo. Okay. Thank you guys for your comments. Keep those comments coming.
Bonnie mentioned something as well.
Okay, let's see. Where's Bonnie?
Right here.
Okay. Here we go, Bonnie Jones. Thank you. Bonnie Jones inspired. She's chasing status. The other young man said status as well. Hardworking spouse, dedicated, committed, loving is worth it. It's worth it. It actually is worth it because of the fact that it's not all about the finances. If you got a man that's gonna treat you well and taking care of you emotionally, money does not necessarily have to be top of the list. Exactly. That is it, sisters. That's
exactly.
it.
And I totally agree because come on, guys, we don't seen this so many times before, where you have so many people out here that's doing their best. I mean, I know personally there's a lot of guys out there that's really good guys, but they're having issues finding a good woman because, like one of my friend, he's a mechanic. And I mentioned this once before, he's a mechanic. So he's a grease monkey, whatever y'all like to call that. but he makes really good money. But, some of the women that he has dealt with, they don't like the fact that he's a grease monkey, regardless of the fact that he makes good money, drives a nice vehicle, has his own place. They just don't like his occupation. Yeah. I think that's kind of petty, because like Doc B was saying, if Eric was a millionaire, shouldn't he be looking for somebody of the same status? Yeah. Or what if he fell in love with that school teacher? She has a good heart. She cares about him and his dreams and supports him. Why not?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. All right, Ty Smith, thank you for joining us. Let's see. I'm trying to give a shout out to some of those who have just come on to join us. We've got James Newell. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining us. Now, what we're going to do is, I hate to say it, but we're going to bring this exciting topic down to a close. Caleb King said, "I agree, brother." I mean, he agrees with what you just said.
It's like that sometimes. We done been there. You guys know we done been there before.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, fam. As Doc B said, tonight's episode, short and sweet, but straight to the point. We definitely like you guys to continue to comment. Send us the messages, the DMs, and whatnot to us. Let us know that you appreciate these amazing episodes. Mm-hmm. We thank all of you that's been very interactive tonight.
You for your support.
It's real good.
Yes.
And we thank you for that. Now, all right, fam. You know what I'm saying? This has been another real unfiltered episode.
Yes, we keep it real.
And at the end of the day, we just have to ask ourselves: Are we setting high standards to find true love, or are we focused on perfection that we miss out on real connections? It's okay. It's really okay to want better for yourself.
Absolutely.
But don't let unrealistic expectations keep you from finding somebody or being single forever. Life is about growth.
Yes, it is.
Understanding and learning to appreciate what truly matters in a partner. If you want something real, you got to be willing to meet someone halfway or build together. And before we go, let's take a moment to acknowledge that we're closing. It's the end of Black History Month. It's a time of reflection, appreciation, and continued progress. But what does the future hold for Black History Month look like? With so many shifts happening in society, and it's on us to ensure that Black history isn't just a month, but it's a continuous conversation and an ongoing movement of empowerment. Now, a lot of us been hearing about wiping out Black History Month altogether. I don't want to mention the name. We try not to mention that name.
No, we're not.
on our show. But it's a lot of changes that's going on in society today, and we as a Black culture, have to make sure that our history, our culture is not broken down into the lowest month, days in the month. It's all year round. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Kimberly Strump, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Now, I'm going to continue on with what we've been talking about as far as Black History Month. We're speaking about movement. I want to take a second to talk about tomorrow's boycott of major DEI stores. These are stores that decided they did not want to continue DEI. That is diversity, equity, and inclusion. The stores like Walmart, Target, Amazon, and many more. I know you've seen it on Facebook. You've seen it on just about every social media outlet about boycotting those stores tomorrow, which is the last day of Black History Month. This boycott is about holding corporations accountable for how they handle diversity, equity, and inclusion. Many feel that these companies have used the DEI initiative as performative measure without real lasting impact. In other words, they feel like they don't have to continue it. The goal of the boycott is to send a clear message to all of them. These are Black dollars. These are our dollars, not just Black people, but everybody. These are our money. We're sending a clear message that consumers are paying attention. We see you. We see you, and we won't support businesses that don't stand by the values that they claim to uphold. Whether you choose to participate or not, that's your choice. But it's important that you stay informed and engage in these conversations. Make yourself knowledgeable so you know what's going on, because economic influence is a powerful tool for change. If you want change to happen, you have to do something.
All right, guys. Totally agree with Doc B. And for you guys out there, we appreciate whether you join us on Bigo Live, TikTok,
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook. We appreciate you guys that join us. YouTube. We want you guys to stay connected to J&B Live Podcast. To all our subscribers, listeners, follow. If you enjoyed this episode and wanted to keep it going, and you want to follow us on social media, you can find us at Live with J&B or J&B Live Podcast.
Yes, yes.
Now, we know we have a lot of people that's out there that love to listen on the go. They listen to their audiobooks or their podcasts. You can also catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Deezer, and wherever you get your podcast from.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate your support. We thank you so much. Make sure you hop on over.
Much love to you.
Make sure you hop on over to YouTube, where you can catch all of our content, everything, full episodes, full playlist. We have a lot of content that you guys will absolutely love. So make sure you jump on over to YouTube and subscribe so that you won't miss any episodes that we have coming. And we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And as always, I'm Broker J3.
I'm Dr. B.
Let's talk about it.
Thank you guys. Have
See
a
you
good
guys
night.
later.